We absolutely love living in Idaho. We have been so fortunate to explore some amazing places this summer. But one place we hadn't yet checked off our list was the Sawtooths. With our fall booking up, we are really running out of time. With this trip being spur of the moment, we didn't take much time in researching the best place to ride. We just picked a spot on the map and headed out on an adventure. Today we're heading to the Sawtooth Wilderness, so we're gonna ride up to, what's the name of the lake?
I don't remember the name of the lake. By Redfish Lake.
But by Redfish Lake. There's a high lake that's up in the wilderness and we're gonna go check it out. So we're pretty excited. We got Clyde and Reata and it's a couple-hour drive. We should be there.
Made her to the Alpine Way trailhead. Pretty tight for parking here with a big trailer, but there is a little sign that says trailer parking only, and we took up that whole section, so hopefully no one else wants to ride here today. But we're excited. It's beautiful up there, so pumped to get out. And there's a little stretch before it gets to the wilderness where the guy at the ranger station said we may run into bikes, but once we hit the wilderness it'll be money. So we're excited to get out and head on up the hill towards the wilderness.
Leaving the trailhead. As we left the trailhead, we found ourselves winding through lodgepole forests with downed timber everywhere. We're so thankful for the Forest Service and the work that they do to maintain these trails. The wilderness is comprised of hundreds of peaks. 50 of these rugged and jagged peaks are over 10,000 feet in height. Nearly 400 alpine lakes dot the rugged and rocky Sawtooth Wilderness. It's also home to the headwaters of the North Fork and Middle Fork of the Boise River, the South Fork of the Payette River, and it contributes significantly to the headwaters of the Salmon River. With nearly 350 miles of trails, this place is truly a paradise for the outdoor enthusiast. As we made it up to the ridgetop, you could see the Sawtooths starting to show themselves in the distance. And from the top, the views were absolutely breathtaking. Jason worked in Jackson Hole, Wyoming when we lived in eastern Idaho. The Tetons are definitely breathtaking and worth seeing at least once in your lifetime. However, in our opinion, the Sawtooths are almost as beautiful. And a bonus for camping, there aren't any grizzlies to worry about in the Sawtooths. Although, the Sawtooths are home to black bears, which will also gladly rummage through your camp for snacks, so it's best to keep your food in bear-safe containers. Other than black bears, the wilderness is home to species such as bighorn sheep, mountain goats, elk, mule deer, moose, fox, coyotes, wolves, bobcats, mountain lions, and even on rare occasions, wolverine and lynx.
Looks like we're getting into the wilderness now. Looks like we need a wilderness use permit to head into the Sawtooth Wilderness here. So we got them in this box. I guess we'll fill one out. I don't know if you leave one in the box. Oh, you rip the thing off and stick it in this little slot here.
Oh, nice. So in case you see this sign, there are permits in here, which is good because we did not get one ahead of time, but thankfully you don't need it.
Little strawberry apple snack. They're human food, but Reata thinks they're mule food. You get it? Yum.
Hey, you want to give her one more piece?
Yeah. One more. Alyssa's sharing. One another.
Yes. Good girl, Rihanna.
Got carb load for the rest of the climb.
Yeah. She needs it.
Well, we're 4.5 miles in and we're still climbing. Clyde and Reata are doing awesome. They're starting to get a little bit tired, but we're getting close to the lake, so they'll be resting soon. But man, they're doing great. Ran into a few hikers and no problem at all. So pretty fun.
With the Sawtooths to our left, we turned towards Marshall Lake. The trail wound through rocky draws before dropping down towards the lake. As we headed down the switchbacks, the trail turned narrow and uneven, with a steep grade to our right. The camera does not do it justice, but we trusted our mules to pick their way down carefully.
Well, we made it.
We made it. Not quite what we were expecting. Thought there'd be a way to ride down to the lake. And just a big marsh all the way out. So I think we're saying instead of Marshall Lake, it should have been called All Marsh Lake. Because that's what it is. So that's kind of a bummer. We're hoping to ride the mules down there, but we'll give them a drink in this little stream at least and eat some lunch.
Yep. It's pretty.
It's beautiful.
Super pretty ride. Just can't really get to the lake with the mules.
I don't even know if you could really get to it on foot.
Too soggy. We're gonna have a pack out bite. We're gonna head on up the trail, find somewhere pretty to stop and eat our whole lunch.
Not being able to get to the lake and swim the mules in the heat of the day was a bit disappointing. But that's what happens when you don't do your homework ahead of time and you've never been to an area before. That all said, up to this point it had been a gorgeous ride, and we were so thankful that we made it out to the Sawtooths finally. We decided to head back up the trail to a spot where there was better grass for the mules to graze while we ate lunch. On our way back up the uneven trail, with a steep drop off on one side, I couldn't help but think how proud I was of our two mules, Clyde and Reata, and how far they had come in 2 years. Mules have a high sense of self-preservation, which is also what gives them the label as being stubborn. But that self-preservation is what makes them so great in the mountains. You can really feel them picking their way through rough terrain, over rocks, over logs, watching where they place every step. Although our mules aren't perfect, they've gained our trust over the last 2 years, and we're excited to see where they take us in the years to come. We wound our way back down the trail. We ran into a few hikers, one of which had a collie that thought it was pretty tough, and they came barking out at us. Clyde thought it was pretty scary for a second until the owners were able to call the collie back. We ran into a few more horseback riders, and we stopped to soak in the views one more time before heading back down into the lodgepole pines.
Time to give Reata and my knee a little break. Clyde's getting a little break also. It's nice to give them a little break when you're going downhill for a little while, especially on these rocky trails. Huh, Reata? Give me your best guess how many miles we've gone. 9.4, that's pretty close. Just under 11 so far.
We knew that this would be one of many trips into the Sawtooth Wilderness. There's so many trails and lakes to explore, and in our opinion, muleback is the best way to see it.